Today I messed up by doing a medical-grade colonoscopy cleanse. This happened to me a few weeks ago. To preface, I, 18-year-old male, this is important, am a broke college student, hence why I don't go to the doctor that much. The university I go to has horrible food options for freshmen, which is what put me in this situation. These details are all 100% true and necessary to the story. This happened all with my best friend, and he still gives me crap about it from time to time, pun intended. So this begins on a Sunday in the middle of October. I got a really bad stomach bug from the food that freshmen eat on their meal plan, and so leading up to this day I had a lot of diarrhea. However, that morning I woke up and immediately had to go to the bathroom. When I did so, the only thing that came out was blood. The whole day I had constipation and really bad bloating, but when I try to go to the bathroom, just blood. Nothing alarming to me, I just sort of shake it off. As the week progressed, I still had bad constipation, bloating, and blood when I tried to go to the bathroom. It got to the point where I couldn't eat because I feel so bloated and nauseous. Around Wednesday I began to get worried because I was really sick, so I went to student health. Doctor comes back and asks me what my symptoms are, so I explain everything. To my horror, this unfortunate doctor, a 30-year-old woman, tells me, an 18-year-old male, that she needs to do a rectal exam. I was mortified, but I had to bear everything to her, and the younger assistant nurse, also a woman, to figure out what was wrong. After the exam, she tells me I have an internal hemorrhoid, caused by the stomach bug and the diarrhea eating away at my colon's lining. She prescribes me hydrocortisone cream, to put inside myself, anti-nausea meds, and tells me to take Miralax daily. No problem, that was the end, right? Wrong. Friday night, I was supposed to fly back home to meet my friends so we could drive back up to my college. He had wanted to stay in my room, and we had been planning the trip for months. The flight caused horrible bloating, and it didn't get much better driving up that Saturday. There was still only blood coming out, so when my friend and I got back I decided to go to urgent care. Student health was closed. The doctor there sees me for not even 5 minutes, palpates my stomach, and tells me the following. She tells me to do what they normally do for colonoscopy patients, which is to mix 527 grams of Miralax, the average daily dose is 17 grams, with 64 ounces blue Gatorade, drink over the course of 4 hours, and take 3 Dulcolax halfway through. She told me it would reset my colon, and that it would be a volcanic eruption when it is all over. So my friend and I get the stuff and laugh it off, thinking it'll be fine. Oh boy was I wrong. We get back to my dorm, and I prepare the ungodly mixture, probably equivalent to the Satan's urine in taste and texture, and begin drinking. This is where I screw up. I get about halfway through and take the Dulcolax. It caused the worst stomach pain I have ever felt, what I imagine is a fraction of what women go through when in labor, or getting stabbed repeatedly with a hot knife. It was relentless, and I laid in a fetal position on the ground for hours willing myself to finish off the concoction. I got about 2/3 of the way through before I ran to the bathroom and threw it all up. This continued for another hour before I begged my friend to drive me to the emergency room, which like a saint he did. I arrive at the emergency room and immediately tell the front desk nurse that I need a doctor soon. After asking my pain level on a scale of 1 to 10, I reply 10, which for anyone who knows, should not be taken lightly. They put me in the waiting room for 30 minutes, where I probably looked like I was tweaking, as I was rocking back and forth in a fetal position holding my abdomen, before taking me back to triage me and get an abdominal x-ray. While waiting for the x-ray, I go to the bathroom and promptly throw up until there is nothing else left except for bile. After the x-ray, they take me to a hospital room. The doctor comes in and tells me I have a bunch of air bubbles trapped in my colon and that he needs to do another rectal exam. They also give me some pain meds and N4, during which they accidentally stuck my artery, which squirted blood all over. This knocked me out until around 4 a.m. in the morning when a nurse woke me up to give me a hospital-grade enema. As soon as she gets me out of bed, I feel everything in my body rush down. Oh crap, literally. I tell the nurse I need a bathroom and do my best to waddle, while clenching like my life depends on it, to the one in the room. At this point I am ripping my underwear off because I know what is coming, but I am so frantic the nurse has to help me. By the grace of God himself, I make it to the toilet just in time. This poor 20-something-year-old nurse stands there and watches as what I can only believe is the long-awaited second eruption of Mount Vesuvius takes place. I think I set a record for losing the most amount of weight in the littlest time, as everything in my body liquefied itself and exited in whatever way possible. I am surprised it did not open a portal to hell. After the first wave ends, she simply says, "I think I'll just give you a minute," and leaves. I sit there in a fetal position, close to tears and with a newly found sense of shamelessness, while it all continues. When it is finally over, the nurse gives me the enema to make sure everything was gone, as if there could be anything left after I recreated my own hellish Niagara Falls. My friend, who I am pretty sure heard everything, it sounded like the trumpets of Satan calling to his demon spawns, drives us back to my dorm at 5 a.m. He makes fun of me for the whole situation, cracking all sorts of jokes before we fall asleep. For weeks afterward I had little control over my bowels, and I became the butt of every poop joke in existence around my family. My friend and I still joke about it and have agreed that, after all that, we can never drop each other. Honestly, I was embarrassed at first but can laugh it off now. It was a crappy situation. Too long. Didn't read. Doctor has me drink 527 gram of Miralax and Gatorade, and I end up in the emergency room crapping my guts out.